We don't need none of that. Okay, that's pretty much it. Good morning. I also need to put on my tags. So this morning we're seeing two movers from last week. Why is all this already in here? Seeing two movers from last week that had no news on them lead the way into the Monday morning madness. So definitely looking at those to surprise anybody that wants to be a buyer on this morning. All right, so let's jump out here to where do I want to go? TD Ameritrade. So yeah, these IFBD and AHI, I don't really see any news for them. Even on last week when they were ripping on Friday, they had no news behind them. KDNY, a little bit higher float, up 56% as well. 4 million shares traded on it. They had a acquisition for $40, and it is really close to $40 right now, sitting at 37, right under the 40. It was up at 39, so it's come down a bit. The next one is INO, Tesla, CCL, PLTR, AMD, Carvana, and XPEV. So we'll see what these want to do. Oil is also slipping on down. Again, we've seen this thing test this level around the 65s a couple of times here, and it looks like it wants another test there. So, of course, this is summertime, so they do try to, manage the oil a little bit more strategically to allow for travel for people, cheaper travel. But yeah, we all know that oil is one of those things that will probably continue to go up as long as EV doesn't take over. Let's jump over here to Street Smart Edge. And in Street Smart Edge this morning, I was actually, since I didn't really see anything that was like super interesting to me to day trade, I looked into dividend stocks, and I picked up, well, I didn't pick up, I was just adding some to my watch list. I added PRT, which is a oil dividend there. I added none of those. LYG. LYG, nice little monthly dividend stock there. AGNC, and all of these are asset management class ones. OXSQ, I added that one today. Gain. And what else did I add? I think those, Business Development Company, PFLT, I added that one. And by the way, most dividends, they'll in Charles Schwab, they give you the dividend amount and they give you the dividend yield. All this yield is basically this number, the dividend amount, divided by this number, the price, and you get this dividend yield. Well, actually, yeah, this number divided by price multiplied by 100 will give you this yield. Let's see, but yeah, anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be picking up some of these dividend stocks, and some of these are monthly dividends, so should see them cash out in a month's time, and try to have something to recoup even more um, potential losses. I do have portfolios outside of what I'm doing, but I want to manage my own. I want to build my own. I've used a couple of platforms to build, portfolios for me, like Fundrise, Realty Mogul, um, Ground Floor Investments. They build them for me, and I've been in those for years. But what I'm focused on is getting some that aren't so much like real estate, and I want to go more into like maybe like utilities or asset management, investment management, that type of thing, and get some of those long term dividends. But I got plenty of real estate. I don't need no more real estate in my portfolio. I'm good. Unless I actually go and start doing an Airbnb or something. But yeah, did you guys trade anything on Friday? Did y'all get busy, or did y'all just sit on your hands on Friday? Donnell also called out ASST. ASST. Ooh, that thing is bundling up to 313 up there. It's got 17 million shares traded on it. Asset Entities Inc. Let's go look at this daily chart here. So we can see what's the price here right now? 317. So it moved all the way up here somewhere. And we're just gonna have to see. It's got a nice little coming back into this large candle. This candle went to $7. The bottom of that candle went to what, 299, 3-ish. So a lot of range in here. Let's see what kind of news is behind this one. I'm seeing Asset Entities develops AI bot as part of AE. Let me switch over here. AE 36 DDM suite of services on Discord in connection with the launch of AIAV avatar experience. That's a lot of A's and I's and E's. Okay. So it does have some catalysts, and we'll kind of see how it moves throughout the day. Definitely an interesting stock. It started at 115 and is up to 315. So very interesting stock there. Good morning, Lori. Is it a OTC stock or something, I wonder? Let me see. Okay, there it is. It just popped up. Okay, it's up 171%. I'm like, why isn't this on my scans? And it just popped in. I forget TOS, they update their scans every 15 minutes. So, it takes 15 minutes and then you'll see the new stuff, but for the most part, they're pretty good at getting you what you need to see. But I'm just now seeing ASST pop on my scans here on TOS with 17 million shares traded, 13 million shares in the outstanding shares. And let's go and actually look at this a little bit more in depth. ASST. So we're looking at this news came out an hour ago, but is this a repeat? No, it's not. So last month it came out with the first quarter results. A little bit, I mean, a very small loss per share. maybe 8 cents per share. Not bad. Announces hiring of Elise Magdaleno. Interesting. So it has been receiving some news over the past couple of months. It was an IPO 4 months ago. IPO shares commenced trading 4 months ago. Initial public offering. So let's look at that profile. It's in the sector of communication services, internet content and information, based out of Dallas, Texas, United States. Asset entities, a technology company, provides social media marketing and content delivery services across Discord, TikTok, and other social media platforms. It also designs, develops, and manages servers for communities on Discord. The company was founded in 2020 and is based out of Dallas, Texas. Asset Entities Inc. is a subsidiary of Asset Entities Holding LLC. And since they just IPO'd, I don't expect to have a whole lot of information here. Insiders, a lot of insiders in there, 33%. Right now it's reporting 0 institutions. Let's actually fact check that. Okay, yeah, same thing over here on Finviz. Float is looking like 5.22 million. Is that what they said over here on Yahoo? 1.99 million over here. So either way it goes, the float's under 10 million, looks like. Public float, and this one says 3.04 million. So we got three different numbers, five from 1 or 2 to 3 basically. Let's look over here. I wouldn't expect it to already have shelf registrations. It just IPO'd. And this one says shares float 3. What about those insiders? Same thing, about 30% insider holding. Okay. Interesting, interesting. If we look at let's actually work our way down the time frames now. We looked at the daily chart here, and we see that it's got a lot of open space that it's kind of trading in. It was up to this 315 level. We look at a previous level that has been touched the most, maybe like 224s in here, right above this level of the $2. So definitely got a little playroom in here. We'll see how that acts. Let's jump over here to the 4-hour chart. So we can see it had a nice move up, strong move on, this was Friday, Thursday. Oh, this is Tesla. What in the world? I was like, this does not look right. Okay. Now we're good. Okay, so yeah, this is the 4-hour chart. Nice big explosion. We see about halfway where we're looking on the daily chart is about half the move here. So we'll see what happens on this one. Looking at the hour chart, 15-minute chart, everything looking very bullish right now. But it is the main mover, and like I said before, trying to focus on following my variables that I want to look for in a day trade. Looking for something above $2. This one definitely has that above $2 meets that criteria. Next thing is there any obvious support levels or resistance levels on the daily chart? And so we can see there are definitely some touches here at 225. And then there's definitely some kind of resistance up here, but it hasn't really become obvious what this resistance is. But we'll see. Not crazy obvious right now. but it's gonna have to choose a direction, either back into this range or into this open kind of candle here above what 350 up to 5 something. So it'll decide what it wants to do. Definitely has a little bit of AI news behind it though. Next thing is I'm looking for abnormally large percent gainers, right? If we look over here, ASST is up 172%. The next thing is looking for tickers under $100 million or 100 million in the float. And we know if the shares outstanding is 13 million, usually that float is going to be under that shares outstanding. Number 5, looking for things with a catalyst. This one does have the AI catalyst feeding it today. And then the competing tickers. So if another ticker comes up with catalyst and starts to outperform this one, we will, concede. We'll see, okay, maybe people aren't as interested in this one as we thought. But as of right now, this thing's got 19 million shares traded on it. So it is 10 million shares away from the number 2 and even further away from everything else on the top volume list. So we will see. Jim said I would like to buy a vow. Hey, man, we're gonna see, man. It may be the play of the day, especially with it being Monday morning coming in. I don't know who's gonna be selling AI this morning. I'm pretty sure it definitely has some orders that haven't been filled. Maybe someone doesn't even know it's up right now. They didn't set any alerts or anything. They just bought it and was like, wherever it goes, that's where it goes. And they'll, eventually see it in the news and be like, oh my goodness, I forgot I had that stock. Let me sell. But looks good to me. Donnell says, remember, still in bear market, avoid the chase. Oh yeah, we ain't chasing nothing. That's why I'm looking at these supports. Yeah, I'm looking at these supports over here instead of the resistance. Now, above this, where would you all put a actually let me look at this thing over here on the Street Smart Edge. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. So this is pretty much what everybody's seeing. Let me actually jump over here to Trader View and see if it's showing the same charting for ASST as well. ASST, Asset Entities Inc. Yep, so everybody's getting about the same look here, or definitely the same look on this ticker, right? We can see these previous resistance levels that were formed where it got pushed down and has shot above it. So I don't know which one of these that it wants to test down. I really don't like if there's a fall like this, it is very hard to see something obvious on a fall like this. Like this little area here is just not too obvious. So I would like to see it form some type of bottom above the $2. I mean, it's right at 3 right now, so we'll see. I mean, also remember that this is Monday morning, the beginning of the week, the start of the race. So maybe people will be aggressive, maybe they won't. So but a place that it has definitely touched a couple of times is down here. 157 is a long way down though. Long way. But it's definitely touched there since its beginning. These are the only obvious levels I see. 1, 2, 3 touches on that level. Held up that 86, came back up. 2 touches on this level, 157. That would be an obvious level to me because it's been touched multiple times. So I may be just kind of seeing what it wants to do today. Not getting too trapped in, not marrying the stock, right? But where is that level of the Jump back over here to TOS and put those same levels out. 156. Because these are kind of guesstimates up here. Move. There's nothing obvious up here. So we got 85 and we got 160. And it's going to have to prove itself over these other levels. So I'll be willing to watch and wait. If it comes down to, 150, I don't even know if I'm going to take it. It's going to be under the $2 though. It needs to start holding above this level of the 205. Come down, test this level and hold that. We got about 10 minutes to the bell. It's 8:20 right now. Still up 166%. So the way that I look at this is like, okay, even if this thing were to fall, half by half, what is half of 170? Let's see. 85. So it still be up 85%, which would still put it above everything else here unless something gets real active. Now, the second place here, IFBD, and the third place, AHI, were both no news movers from last week. So I'm thinking these are going to go ahead and fall off. And ASST will receive, the majority of the volume on today. And it's already over 20 million shares traded. Very thickly traded up here at the top. And not really moving really big, really big range up here. Just a lot of thick trading between these, a 1 cent spread. We see over here on the level twos, we can see 24,000 sitting there at the $3. Are there any big sizes? So we got something at the 320 here, 27,000 at the 320s. So these are like on a smaller time frame levels that people may be watching. So I will put those out here. How do I want to put them out here? Horizontal line, resistance line. So put a support at 3. I might change this color so that it won't look like an actual support, because I want to just see this level, and it's super close to the $3 anyway. May end up going through it. But what could be a thinking color? A thinking color. You know what? I'll just make it white. And this white line is kind of like, is that a support? Is that a resistance? What is that going to be? Because we got 20. This is moved up from 24,000 now to 29,000 at that 3. And now we have a 320 up here. So I will put another line up there. Horizontal line at the 320s. These levels are levels that I don't know what's going to happen here. It's kind of like, if it goes, if it throws, I'm not trying to be a part of these white lines. I want to see some actual support and resistance form. Is this level, are these two levels going to be a little bit of resistance? And we can continue to see them build here. This one was at 29 up to 31,000 now at the $3. See if we see any other levels out here. 350, not a huge level out there. 12,000. We want to see something well away from 10,000 sitting out there on the books. That's what I usually look for. And then below this $3, there's 11,000 down there at the 295. So definitely a lot of information that needs to be gathered around this level on a smaller time frame, and then to transition to the bigger, larger time frame. And also, I saw Donnell, he put in there, we're in a bearish or a bear market. I want to see how the SPY is going to hold up from last week's run. It did a huge run, just absolutely pumping and killing any shorts that were on top of it. I want to see how it reacts here at the beginning of the week. Carvana made a huge run back down too. It was up at 20, almost 28, 27.36, and is now back under 20s after that big run last week as well. AMD with the gap up. Carvana, AMD, PLTR, CCL. Now coming down and testing that level of the $3. Where is that level that was at the 320? It has disappeared at that 320 level. It was almost 27,000 shares there. We'll see if the $3 level disappears as well. But we do have a mental note of those positions with those white lines. I don't know why I haven't been doing that before. Just put some lines out there that are, I don't know what's going to happen there. Just some nice indicators showing me. And if we look back, we can actually see right above that previous resistance level, breakdown of the 3. Now we're seeing the $3 level go on down. It was up to like 37,000. Now it's back under 30,000. Any sizes over 10,000 over here on the books? 162. Got about 4 minutes to the bell, and everything's going to get active. I wonder if it's going to get under $3 before the bell opens. It does have VWAP down here at the 250s. So I wonder what will be the reaction off of the VWAP. Will they buy at VWAP or will it crash straight through VWAP? Very hard decision to make. A lot of risk on that buy. $8.27. And now that $3 is definitely getting tested, we're seeing that 3 breakdown. We saw almost 30,000 shares there, now down to 15. So half of that was on the books getting ran into right now, but not seeing huge sizes over here on the tape go through. These are small hands going through right now. Only 200, 100 something shares. We want to see those thousands. Those thousands are what break those levels. 5,000, 10,000 shares, something like that. It is through the 3 just by a little bit. Still no big sizes on the tape. Drifter, what's up? Good morning, man. We're out here watching ASST up 150%, low float mover with a minute left to the open. It says T. Crazy thing is, this thing might actually even go into halts. So we don't know what's going to happen. A lot of indecision around here. But that AI catalyst is definitely something to watch. Making its way back over 3 right now. We can see it 24,000 shares up here on the books right before the open. Let's see how this reacts. Opening right in this range above 3. VWAP at 269 right now. Woo! Right in that range. Let's see what kind of test it gives at that 320 level that disappeared. 320. Holding in that range though. So far, first minute of the market. Are they going to wait for that VWAP test at 260? Shit looks like VWAP just popped up. VWAP popped up to 3 right there. So 260 is not VWAP anymore. A lot of shares traded at $3. $320 test may be incoming. Bottom of this candle got down to the low of the 295, so did hold the 3. Getting up there to that top. What was that top? High of 314, 6 cents away from that 320. Looking very bullish right now. Okay, getting on up. Can we see some 320s go through on the tape? 19s, 19s, 20s, 21s, 22s. So reaching that top side where that previous size disappeared. So we'll see how it reacts now that it's touched that level. Okay, top side of previous candle was 337. Definitely still getting bullish over this level. Well, well, well. Looks like it wants to continue up. All right, so let's jump over here to TOS and look at this daily chart. So the bottom of this candle was right at the $3. Right at the 3 right here. We'll extend that. We'll see how it holds. Only 30 cents off of it right now. We'll see how it holds up that 320 now that it's got a full test above it. Are there any sell orders above that 320 that's going to push it back under? Let's also look at the level 2s here. So we got a size at 350 of 13,000 shares there out on the books. Doesn't mean it's going to get filled. Just what they're kind of spoofing on the books right there. Could be a real, could be fake. Let's see, any other 10,000 share positions out here? Not really. Okay. Right up to that 350 level. Now 320 is coming back into test range. Let's see how it handles it. Can it hold? If it breaks down 320, the next spot I'll be looking for it to break is this $3. VWAP right now at 321. So right right around VWAP right now. Okay, back under 320s. And that was a full test. If anybody had those orders up there, they got a nice feel if they were in sell positions, but that doesn't mean they've won yet. They have not gotten a full breakdown of that whole dollar level of the $3. It continues to play around this 320, up 181% since the open. Up 7% since the open, 180% since the pre-market open. Now if we look back on TOS, we can see a nice little pushback to this level of the bottom of the day. The next obvious levels, I mean, the obvious levels for me is looking like $2 and something down here in this range if it starts really snapping down. Because if you buy in an unobvious spot, that thing could keep dropping with you. You could buy a falling knife away from support. Now it is holding very close to $3 again. Let's see if it can actually get the break of 3. So these were my indecision lines. These white lines that I put out here, this is what I didn't know what it would happen up here. Just wanted to see them get tested, and it is now choosing a direction off of these lines that in my head were indecision. I didn't know what it wanted to do there. But I just basically was looking at the level 2s to find those. Looking for those big sizes that could be getting spoofed as fake orders on the level 2s. See if we can see any more. 11,000 at $2. Okay. Donnell got some quick money off of ASST there. Took it at 303. Got that little test in this range. And now it is trying to hold 3 again. We have how many minutes until the end of this 15-minute? A couple minutes. Less than 10 though. Carvana continuing down, so I will put up here SoFi is coming up on the scan. The other low floats, IFBD and AHI, are getting pushed on down the list as well in volume. No news on those, so I was expecting those to fail anyway. I'd be interested as long as this thing can hold up too, for real. And that may not happen today or tomorrow. I just want to see it test a obvious level with this low float, because it can definitely get back down to these levels. Now it's playing again, hit a low here of the 286, playing it around in this range again above the 3s. I only see a 10,000 share position here on the 302s, right above the 3. So we'll see if that gets crushed out or if it can hold the 302. Below the 302 may get a little dicey down to the downside, but definitely holding there right now. Holding there at 302 level. Let's see, and nothing looking like on the top side here. Not seeing any big sizes up here. Getting back up to the 320s. for another test. Five minutes until this 15-minute closes. All right, back under the 302s briefly. Can it hold under 302 is a question for a dump. Continues to struggle at 302 level. There's a 37,000 position there at 3. Will that get crushed out? It disappeared though, so that might have been a spoof play. Back over 302s. Yeah, this one's definitely got a little tight range in here. Okay, so let's see if we can identify any more obvious walls of support. Nothing. Okay. So my question is, who's going to get confident here? Is it going to be the buyers or is it going to be the sellers? Based on TOS's chart, this is now red on the day and coming down and retesting looks like a level of resistance down here. So we'll see if it can break down the 290s and possibly get to the 275s. It continues to pull back up to that 3 though, trying to hold. So ASST now has almost 40 million shares traded on it. Very thickly traded around the $3. Very thickly. So it could cascade in either direction, up or down, with this many trades going through in such a small range. So I would be very careful to see a decisive move by the longs or the shorts here. AHI, no news, but still trying to come up 15% on the day with no news. Well, I tell you what, some dreamers out here. Let me go. What was AHI? What was their company model? Profile. They're into technology, software application. Advanced Health Intelligence operates a mobile application and technology development company in Australia. And internationally, it develops and patents Body Scan, a proprietary measurement dimensioning technology that enables end users to check and assess body dimensions using a smartphone. The company also provides Face Scan for measuring vital signs and risk associated with cardiovascular disease, heart attack, and stroke, and DermaScan, a dermatological scanner. It serves mobile health and telehealth, life and health insurance, fitness and wellness, and consumer apparel sectors. The company was formerly known as Advanced Human Imaging Limited and changed its name to Advanced Health Intelligence Limited in December 2022. They were incorporated in 2014 and is based in South Perth, Australia. Okay, ASST coming on down, and we're seeing AHI with no, see, the thing is, this thing has no catalyst. So I'm gonna still be focused on ASST. I'm gonna continue to watch this throughout the day. It is still the biggest mover with the most volume, so I'm still gonna be very interested here. If we jump over here to TOS, we can see it making its way down. That next level that could be something is right above the 2. And then a definite level that's been touched a lot was at 150. So we'll see what it wants to do. But definitely coming down here quite a bit from those levels of indecision that I had marked. Down 14% right now, but of the total of where it was, let's see. So it was up to 180 or something. So 114 divided by 180 is about 7% of its gains given back right now. So about 7%. That's not much. That's not much. We'll see what it wants to do. Still interested, but it does need to find some type of true support on the daily chart. NIL coming on down. AHI breaking over the top of 345. A little bit of a breakout. But again, this is the first 15 minutes of the market, so we don't know what's going to happen here. If we look on AHI, let's actually jump out there to that daily chart. So had a little pop up back here in the past to 2. Came up to 2 on Friday. Got all the way up to 327, and then now is up to 385. Definitely pushing, but not a lot of history back here to know, hey, where is the next support? Where is the next support? I can see maybe something at 3, but it's not obvious, so I don't really want to put something out there that's not obvious. IFBD going below $2. It's gonna get killed. I'm not touching anything under $2. Not for a day trade, at least. Now, if ASST goes under $2 and it just holds flat under 2, I may swing trade it, but I'm not day trading it. But I'm definitely gonna slap it on the watch though for later on. What was it's AI bot news. AI bot news. Actually, I could just put AI news. ASST. PLTR coming on up as well. Definitely seeing some high flyers. AHI now giving up the ghost a little bit. Got up here and touched almost the $4 and now back to under 350. So I'm just going to stay focused on what is meeting my criteria right now. And the criteria that I went over earlier, but these are the variables that I would like for every trade to have. Be above $2. Have some obvious support levels and resistance levels on the daily chart, and that should probably be chart. Abnormally large percentage gainers on the day. Ticker with under 100 million in the float. Ticker with a catalyst, and that the competing tickers with catalysts do not double or triple the volume of the ticker that I'm looking at for a day trade. And I have to kind of continue to remind myself, because a lot of times that's how FOMO builds. The further away your rule set or your requirements or your variables get away from your mind, you might go and grab some breakfast and come back and look at something and be like, oh my goodness, I need to get into this. But I want to refocus myself every time that I find a distraction or I spend some time looking at the market or whatnot. I want to go back to those rules and be like, okay, let me not disappoint me from this morning. Let me go back, reassess, and then look at these movements. Because all it takes is a moment of um of distraction. So on the hour chart, hit a bottom of 250s. 257, still not an obvious spot though. If we look out here on TOS, I mean, what could you align with this 250? Like if you drew this line here, is there anything even in the vicinity that looks obvious here? And I don't think so for me. So just waiting for it to give a little bit more downwards movement. But I do like the catalyst. That's one thing I do like. So a couple of things I'm gonna be working on this month, building the first part of my monthly dividend portfolio, and then getting my swing trades in order if I want to swing anything. And ASST is one of those things that I'll be watching for a swing if it doesn't want to be a day trade. NIO is just bottling up 10%, doing this little thing. XPEV is also on the scan as well. Let's see what XPEV's doing. A lot of these AI and EV movers are up. Had a nice little gap up here from 895 up here to the 970s and blasted through to the 1027s. 11 million shares traded on that one. See what the SPY is doing. SPY still sitting around the 430s. Very indecisive since this gap up. Just staying within the 430 range. PLTR giving up the ghost. ASST doesn't want to come up and test this $3 level. Little bit of a bounce. But that $3 is going to be hard to cross for it. Because it hadn't been up here enough. But it may pull a red to green on the day, only down 5%. At first it was down, what, 14, 16%, and now has made all of that back in this little jump back up. So, interesting. VWAP right now is at the 304. AHI now holding around that 350 level. Looking for that thing to give up so everybody can come look at ASST. But AHI definitely keeping up in the volume, only 10 million shares away from our top mover. ASST coming up and testing the $3 here. And so this bottom indecisive level that I was looking at the 3 is now getting tested again. Will it be able to easily get back over the 3, or will this 3 be some type of harsh resistance for it? What's up, Rudy? Rudy in the building. We're out here watching ASST. 44 million shares traded on it. Watching it dissolve souls. Pretty sure the shorts thought they had it and it came back up. But this is the hard part. When you're trading away from obvious levels, it's pretty hard because you have to actually scalp. Like, you need to be taking profit if you're going to be trading one like this that's so far away. It's in the middle of everything. So get you a nice little 10 cents, whatnot, and get on out because that thing may come and take your soul. But we do like the catalyst, and Rudy, I know he likes the catalyst because this is an AI based one that has a catalyst of AI bots that are going to be doing some work in the technology field. So definitely look into this one. If not a day trade today, definitely in the future has potential behind it with AI. AHI going on down well below the 350s now. And XPEV continuing to pump up. So for today, these are the top 10 that I'm seeing. I'm going to definitely give them some time. And I'm going to be getting ready for this meeting here in 4 minutes. But anyway, for a final watch or whatever, we'll go and look. We'll see that oil is at 67. Got the SPY floating at the 430s. ASST number one leading volume mover. AHI, NIO, CCL, PLTR, Tesla, AMD, SoFi, IFBD, which had no news, and then XPEV. Definitely being very strong on the day. Let's look at the overall market watch. A lot of green out there. Let me close this. A lot of green out there at the beginning of the week. But definitely keep your head on the swivel if you're going to be trading. ASST is probably the only thing that I'm watching on today for a day trade. But other than that, I'm not really seeing much. But I did slap ASST on the watch list for later on, just if I want to put some in my pocket for maybe a later date pop. Anyway, I'm about to go ahead and break this thing down. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you are wanting to check out Rudy's reliable Rudy stream, he streams. We drop our links in the Discord. I'll drop the Discord link if you want to join that. That's where we pretty much talk when we're offline. We're off live. And it gets active in there. Right. Never generate copy. And there it is in the chat. There's a Discord link. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in again. Definitely be careful. This is Monday morning, the start of the rat race. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.